Hi, my name is Kevin Riem, and I'm the Vice President General Manager at Crownline Boats. And we're here today to do a quick product walk-around video on our brand new 215 SS. Now, although this boat is a little brother version of the 225, it still packs plenty of punch. And the neat thing about this boat is it's all new. And the reason I point that out is 2 or 3 years ago, we did have a 215 SS in our product lineup, but that is not this boat. This boat is based off all new tooling, all new upholstery design, and it's exciting all on its own. So please don't confuse any of the previous models that had the same nomenclature with today's exciting brand new boat. Let's do a quick walk around the exterior, and I want to go through the long list of value-added standard features that our product boasts. First, stainless steel bow scuff plate, a stainless steel rub rail, 6 embossed pull-up cleats. We also come with a stainless steel windshield lock. Now, this is a great feature both for safety and convenience, especially if you're boating with kids. Next, I want to talk about the air intakes. Stainless steel air intakes under your deck vents, also deck closeouts on the rear of the boat. Coming around to the transom, we have our soft touch non-slip mat embossed with the Crownline logo. We also have the stainless steel nameplate and full ski tow rail and eye. This boat also has 6 speakers. 2 in the bow, 2 in the cockpit, and 2 off the transom. This is part of our Social Swim design family. We're very excited about this boat and look forward to the opportunity to take you through the interior as well. Thank you. All right, we're in the bow of our exciting new 215 SS. Before we get started though, I'd like to touch on a few key specs. First of all, the LOA on this boat is 21 feet 5 inches. The beam is 8'6". The dead rise is 19 degrees at the transom and 37-degree angle of entry at the bow. The reason I reference that because unless the boat's up on plane, the angle of entry at the keel is actually what's cutting your wave, so it gives you some indication for the smoothness of the ride. The overall dry weight on the boat is 4,100 to 4,300 pounds, depending on the engine selected and the additional options chosen. One of the neat things about this boat is even though it's a 21-foot boat, again, I'm over 6 foot, 200 pounds, and you can see that we're showing this boat with the optional bow filler cushion in, just to give you some perspective of how large the overall size of the bow is. 2 people can easily lay out and enjoy the full benefits of laying in the sun when this bow filler cushion is in place. You also have the flip-up armrests in the bow, and also the stainless steel bow rails to hold on to, so you're always feeling safe and secure when you're sitting in the bow of this boat. We also have 2 speakers up front and 4 stainless steel cup holders, so you have plenty of areas to hold your drinks. As we transition from the bow to the cockpit, I want to talk a little bit about one important feature that's standard on our models, and that's the stainless steel windshield lock. I mentioned it briefly when I did the walk around on the outside of the boat, but it's really something we should talk about in more detail. For those boaters that have small children on the boat, what happens is when you open the windshield, that lock allows this windshield to lock in place. And that way it's a fingertip release. To release it, you just pull the pin and it comes back. But this way, the windshield's locked in place. So if a big gust of wind would come through, won't slam the windshield shut. Also, if you hit a wave or rough water, the windshield won't come slamming shut. What I'd like to talk about now is the helm station on the 215 SS. As I mentioned before, you have a hand-wrapped double-stitch brow, provides the shade needed on the 2 5-inch stainless steel bezeled gauges. We also have an depth sounder with outside air and water temperature, a trim gauge, and then a variety of additional accessory and option switches on your dash. Along with the dash is a GPS landing. So for those of you that would like to add a Raymarine system or a Garmin system after the fact, you can do so here in this landing and plumb into the electrical harness at that point. On all of our boats, we offer premium rack and pinion steering with a tilt wheel. And that rack and pinion steering is consistent with our sports car design and our high performance on the water. Most of our competitors use a rotary steering system, which requires a lot more effort to turn the wheel and increases your response time in tight turns. The other thing that Crownline does, standard on all of its boats, is we use premium throttle and shift cables. Premium means they're guaranteed not to bind or kink up, so you always have smooth shifting action in both forward and reverse. These extra items that we include standard do cost money, but Crownline believes in not cutting any corners. We believe in building the best boat up front and providing superior value to the marketplace. Also want to point out that this boat comes standard with the suspension seat bases, which means the shock absorbing seat base with flip-up bolsters at both the driver and passenger helm. They also come with the stainless steel accent and logos. On the passenger side of the boat, we have a lockable glove box large enough to put small purse or a couple of cell phones that you might carry on board and keep locked up. We also have a 15-inch stainless steel grab handle. And as I mentioned with the driver's seat, the passenger seat also has a suspension seat base with the flip-up bolster, and our mechanism allows this seat to slide forward and aft and also spin 360. Please allow me to show you the operation of this bucket seat. First, you pull the control handle out. You pull up on the right side to spin 360. So you pull that and the bucket would pivot right and left. You pull up on the left side and then you would slide the seat forward and aft. Next, I want to briefly talk about the in-floor storage in the cockpit of this boat. We have a lid with a stainless steel shock that supports the storage runs forward, deep enough to carry water, toys, or other carry-on items into the floor storage. It's got in-floor drainage to the keel and also exits the boat via the bilge. And that brings us to the back portion of the cockpit. We have a 16-degree recline angle designed into the standard bench seat. We're showing it here with both filler cushions already in place. They're easy to remove and access and entry of the boat very conveniently. You see that we have the non-slip soft touch mat and every entryway and exitway and all the steps in and out of the boat. One of the neat things about our design on our 215 is, again, the ingenious use of space with regards to how we store the cooler. This is the highest traffic area of the boat. It's easy on, easy off, and easy access to everything you might want to bring onto the boat. And when it's stowed away, it's not taking up any of the floor space in your cockpit, so that you have the full amenities and room available for people to enjoy conversation. The neat thing about this is also it's a hand-free lid design. I call this a slinky hinge because it reminds me of a slinky I played with when I was a kid, but all you do is pull it forward and it allows the lid to close tight. Lock it in place, it snaps in place, but it's hands-free. You're not using one arm to hold up the lid as you access the cooler. And that may seem like a small thing, but when you're trying to load and unload the boat, it's a big convenience issue. Next I want to talk about is the storage in the bench seat. This cushion here is on a double pin hinge. It pulls towards you and up, and you can access all the items you have in here. We have our standard bow and cockpit canvas stored in here, along with our owner's manual currently. This cushion over here has a really neat design feature. It's based off of two what we call scissor hinges, and allows the cushion to come forward and up, and then again hands-free, so it holds in place while you have access to this tooled-in cooler area and storage area. It's self-draining to the bilge, so if you load it up with drinks or ice or anything else that you bring on board, it drains to the bilge and the water exits outside the boat. The neat feature again is the hands-free availability to get to that storage area without having to worry about holding up the lids. Next thing I want to talk about is the paddle latch. It's a fingertip control that releases the sun deck and gives you complete access to the engine compartment. You see here that we also have additional storage blocked out over here for other items that might be carried on board. The neat thing about this is we're always thinking about the ownership experience after you purchase a boat, or if we're lucky enough to earn your business. And for those of you that are focused on servicing your own boat, we have best-in-class serviceability by hinging that rear seat base and allowing complete access to all areas of the engine compartment to service or do winterization, belt exchange, anything that might come up. So again, this is an important key feature, keeps the costs of ownership down. If we're lucky enough to earn your business, down the road, you're able to keep the costs of servicing your boat to a minimum because we provide this access up front. One of the other neat features I want to talk about here is what we call our rumble seat design that's tooled into the sun deck. Now again, when those cushions are in place, you have the option to lay out across, two people have the option to lay out completely across the sun deck. Another option is to sit up on this stainless steel ratchet hinge. It has several locations, locks into place. You can then, if you have children and they're in the water, or you're talking with other friends, sitting off the back of the boat enjoying a conversation, you can do all those things sitting in this position. When you're ready to sit in another position, you just push the hinge forward, it releases, and compresses back down for storage completely out of the way. Really neat feature, allows more of a conversation area towards the back of the boat. We think that is a very exclusive design feature about Crownline that helps really provide a lot of excitement and ownership when people can see how they're actually going to use their boats.